Well, you read the title, you know what I'm doing. Putting a TIC Performance master cylinder in my C5 Z06 Corvette because my master cylinder is going out. So, just gonna get right into it. I'm going to get this thing replaced. Here it is from TIC Performance. It only comes with this this double-sided page of instructions. And it should be pretty simple. Take out the old one. Then you have to drill 2 holes to put this one in because the stock ones just kind of slip in. And then once it's all connected, then you have to bleed the clutch. And I'm going to use this Mighty Vac to bleed my clutch. So I know a lot of people haven't really seen this on how to bleed the C5s. I do not have a remote bleeder on this C5. I have one on that one over there. But as you can see, it's got a big hole in there with the LS3 sitting over there waiting to go in it. So on this one, I'm not putting a remote bleeder in it because it's a heck of a lot of work. I mean, you can take off the top air intake, and that's how a lot of people do it. They take that off and reach their hand down to bleed it. Others take the exhaust and then the plate off down below to bleed it. Both of those seems like a stupid nightmare. So I bought this Mighty Vac, bought this bathtub stopper, which perfectly matches up over the reservoir. So once I get this all done, that's going on the reservoir, and I'm going to build up to 20 pounds of vacuum, inches of mercury, and that will pull the air out of it, apparently. So we're going to try that, and I have a race in 4 days, so let's get to work. Pretty simple. You take off this tray, looks like that. It's got a bunch of 7mm bolts all around it. Mine has a AccuSump in there. Yours will not, probably, but once you get all that out, then you get access. There's your master cylinder right there, and then this line comes off of there and goes down. And we'll have one of these quick disconnects on it. And there's a special tool that you can buy from TIC Performance, which is this, that you can use to disconnect, to pull on that. You can do it with other methods, but it's pretty easy to snap this plastic ring. So it's best to just buy the tool. It's like $6, or you can make one. There you go, screenshot it, make it. And you can disconnect it. Yeah, you got to take off in here. There's some things you're going to have to take off. I've got my car jacked up super high on this side just to make it easier on me, but we're going to take off the dead pedal, and then you take out the whole clutch assembly, and then there's a metal bracket behind there that this on the stock master cylinder comes in and connects to the clutch pedal. Disconnect that, pull it out, drill it out, mount that, you're good to go. Let's get to work. All right, now that you got your car jacked up, the next thing is going to be, there's a little tray that goes up under here. It'll look like that when you're looking up underneath. Kind of goes in that direction. You're gonna take that out. It consists of 2 of these really annoying, whatever you wanna call these things, and a metal one that I don't know how you get that off without destroying it, but that comes off. Once all that's off, you do want to get rid of the dead pedal. That's a 10mm there and there. To get rid of that, I haven't taken it out yet. I'm going to. And then on the clutch pedal itself, there's right here this rod that goes to the master cylinder, connects on up there. Use a regular screwdriver to basically pry up this and slide it, and then it pops off. Then you can take that piston off. So that'll allow you to pull the master cylinder out of the front of the firewall. Oh, and the box that comes from TIC Performance fits perfectly in the door, so that way it doesn't shut on you, kind of holds it open. And if you can, remove your driver seat. I have a race seat in this car. If you have a standard seat, it's easy to remove. 4 bolts and an electrical connector, just move it. In this case, this is really sharp on your back when you're laying in here. So I'm using this piece of styrofoam to kind of hold the door open for me. But up here, you will reuse this, the reservoir, which goes down and connects in down here to the, that's the master cylinder. So you're going to be eventually disconnecting that right there. So that way this can pull through. But part of that to pull through is this line right there, kind of goes down to the slave cylinder in the car, and you're going to disconnect that. To do it, you need this special tool. You don't need it, but I recommend it. And this is what the new one looks like. And it'll look kind of like this underneath the car, connected into the part that goes down to the slave cylinder. And you're going to use this to slot in like this. And then you're going to push on it like that, which will force the connector off down there. So we're going to do that just down underneath the car. It's right in here, right inside the frame rail. There it is right there. Plus under, we're going to push this plastic sleeve. You see that? I'm going to use that tool to slip in just above between that and the thing right there and push it in, which will allow this to come out. And then this goes down to the slave cylinder. This will just sit here, and then we'll push in a new one. So getting that disconnected down there was kind of a pain. I ended up, because what happened was this is too thick to fit in there, so I ground it down a little bit so it had like a little bit of a point, and that allowed me to slide it in there and then release it. Still kind of a pain in the butt, but that is out now. So let's take this master cylinder out. It's supposed to disconnect this top line from it, which I have not done yet. So what I'm going to do instead is grab it. Let's see which way. Turn it. So we'll turn it that way. Yep. And then it just kind of comes out. I don't know how that's going to come out of here. All right. Well, now that that's out, I'm going to disconnect the top line. That was a pain in the butt. I'll tell you why. Mainly because this is a hard line, and trying to get it out the angle to get that out from the vehicle is quite difficult. This does pivot on the end here, but ended up kind of having to force it out. And it doesn't help that I have my Ecki sump here with this line in the way, and it goes up and exactly in the way where this needs to be pulled through. So that was a pain in the butt. Anyway, I'm gonna clean this up because I spilled some brake fluid in here. I'm gonna go take out the this metal piece right here, which is part of that assembly, and that's what you gotta drill the holes in. So I'm gonna take that out. Well, the other people who do this weren't kidding when they say it's hard to get those things. It wasn't horrible, actually. So let's see if I can show on camera. So you got that one, and then there's another one right there. That's, you'll take these little nuts off, and then that whole assembly will pop off. And then it comes with a little template. You stick it on there, you line it up by this hole that already exists in it, and then yeah, I just punched it down. And then a 3/8 drill bit. I'm going to drill those out. Once the 3/8 drill bit is drilled out, you put the master cylinder in here, slide this whole thing back in the car, and tighten it up. There you can see there's that side, that one, and that one that hold it up in place. But yeah, I'm going to drill that out with 3/8 and shove in the car. All right, I got that mounted in there. That was kind of a pain to get those hex in there, but they're 8mm, by the way. I adjusted this rod to where when you press the clutch all the way in and it fully depresses, that stop right there is at the end of its travel. So it's just slightly past it if you pull it all the way out. And that's kind of, I put the other one side by side with it, and that seemed about right. So we'll see if that works. Anyway, I'm going to shove that thing back up in there, get it bolted in, and hook up everything on that end. All right, it is very difficult to do this, but you take the box wrench. You see that it's hanging right now. So this will allow you to ratchet and tighten those 3 bolts up there in place, which is stupid difficult. But I'll show you in a second how you do that. And so once you get that all bolted back in, then you see I zip tied this out of the way. If you do that, it's easier to get in there to work on it. But now that's out of there, I'm going to cut this and then connect it up, and then reuse the clip that was on there, the factory clip, and clip that back in. And you take the spring out. You don't need that anymore. Once you get all that done, then I already did this, but I poked it in and put on the little reservoir cap, or adapter, I think they call it. And then this is the line from the stock reservoir. Got that connected, pushed it on, tightened it up. Got this line, which is the new line, connected up. And then underneath the car, the other end of that line is just sitting there, not connected to anything. And what the instructions say to do is to fill up the reservoir, which I already started doing. Fill up the reservoir and have somebody depress the end of that cable, the quick connect, so it starts leaking, and pumping the pedal a couple of times, making sure this doesn't run out of fluid. So that way there's no air between here and the edge of that line. Once that's all bled, then you connect it to the slave cylinder, then you pump the pedal and see how it feels. So that's what we're gonna do. But for right now, I need to finish buttoning up the stuff underneath the hood, or underneath the dash in there, and then connect that rod. So let me get that done. I'm just kind of taking a break, because being upside down with the race seat jabbing me in the shoulders is not easy. And there's really not much room to get your arms above your head. It's not easy. But it is doable, and it's not too much work, I guess. It's a lot easier to get to than trying to bleed it underneath the car. Let's put it that way. I, for whatever reason, didn't film this when I was first doing it, but bleeding this, get your little stopper, cut a hole, attach your hose to it, get it on there, and just needs a little bit of pressure to kind of hold it in place long enough for you to build pressure. You see how it sucked it on there? So now we just build up. It's already got 10. Try to capture some of the bubbles. I don't know if any bubbles are going to come up, but there it goes. See that? And it's just pulling bubbles out of the system. That's it. Well, it seems to work, so feeling actually pretty good without the without that spring in there. I mean, it just really wants to return quick, and this thing has really just actuates right away, so looking good. All right, well, thanks for watching. Take about 2 hours to do this job is what I would estimate. I was doing it after work, so it's kind of split up between 2 days. But yeah, it worked out pretty well. I don't think I needed to bleed it with the vac system. I think it would have been fine without that, but I had it, so I used it. Similar to when I put the brand new clutch in my black car. I put the clutch in there, drove it into the trailer, drove it out of the trailer, teched in at a Nationals event, and then raced it for 2 days straight. And didn't do any braking at all in the clutch, and that car still ran great until I blew the engine out of it. Not a problem with the clutch though. Anyway, I'm gonna do the same thing with this Corvette. I'm going to test it by driving it into the trailer and drive it out. I got 2 days until that race, and it's a 2-day race, so we'll just make sure this thing works. But yeah, hopefully this helps. This is a lot better than that 2-page no pictures instruction I would hope for the TIC Performance Master Cylinder. And yeah, hit subscribe for more content. Obviously, I'm gonna race this thing this year a lot. Still building that LS3 over there. Buying this kind of set me back. And yeah, at some point that car will be out on the track when my wife has got some free time to race with me. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, be my co-driver. I'll catch you on the next one, and maybe see one of the videos here linked around. And yeah, catch future videos, see how this thing does in the race. See it. Oh yeah, and the clutch worked perfectly fine. This is one of my first races in the car, and first to second shifts, no problem. Didn't do a lot of shifting at this event, but yep, car held up well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.